All right, we're procrastinating here. So, getting back into where you crazy fuckers left off. So descending into the dungeon, the second dungeon, you walked into pitch darkness. The darkness felt and seemed unnatural to all of you. The torches and spells that you used for light, for those of you that couldn't see, were muted and seemed only half as functional as what they should have been. And those of you with dark vision, you could tell that you were only really able to see half of where you should. Innately, you could tell that from the ability that you were granted with the class and character you developed. Thanks to some study of the map that Mort provided by some of you and some persistent wall licking, you discovered a hidden corridor and pressed a big red button. And Morton Mish's assistance and notes seemed legit so far, with that corridor opening up, the licking being successful, and a silver key marked with the symbol of a wren descending from the roof on Harry Potter snitch-like wings that then retracted as soon as Alia grabbed it. So it was a silver key with a symbol of a wren, if you haven't already noted that in your inventory. Investigating the room and a mirror led to Zach fixing his hat at a jaunty angle and not accomplishing too much else, other than having the shit scared out of him in the dark by Ivy and Rathu having a very close call with the Grim Reaper. Zach and Ivy then decided that he should pull on the mirror, despite Ivy seeing and pointing out a thin wire attaching the mirror to the wall. The mirror moves slightly, breaking the wire, crackle with electricity, but a very fortunate natural 20 resulted in Zach throwing himself away from the mirror at the last second and sprawling on the floor in the dark. And Zach, in his wanderings, had also examined a mirror that was fixed into the floor. You'd all seen it and noted at this point, but it definitely wasn't movable. And he also discovered that there were a total of 4 mirrors around the outside walls, 3 others in addition to the one that he ended up deciding to just have a crack at moving. Ivy, having found 4 holes around that center mirror, proceeded to fill one with every bit of stone, junk, and debris that she could find. And as soon as it filled to the top, a distant humming sound was heard, and the rock and debris just steadily dropped down and appears to have been destroyed, leaving that hole empty once more. Into that empty hole, Phocyonis and Alia arrived in time to see all of this finishing up. And with Fock with Alia under one arm, and he put her down, effortlessly slid the mirror that Zach had struggled with on its lengthy pole from the wall. And with Zachary's help, who dusted himself off, lined up the grooves and inserted it into that hole, where an electrical
What?
hum sounded as it settled in
No.
place.
Fuck off.
All right.
Mark found a huntsman spider in the house.
I hope he goes and takes care of it. And that it's not as big as the one that is usually hanging over your shoulder.
Don't like spiders.
Yeah, I feel ya. And yet you had a giant one.
That's
Yeah.
fake.
You can keep it. So that electrical hum, you're all familiar with that electrical hum that sounded. It was different to the destruction of the rocks. There was definitely something happening, but not that you could see, and nothing else happened at that point that you could tell, apart from a giant net descending from the ceiling on top of Zach and Phocyonis. So with that, where we pick up, with that net descending on the two of you,
Where did you
you
find
are.
that? Really? How big was it?
I'm just going to let the Huntsman Spider real life adventure unfold. You definitely need Racerback for the things that are about to happen once she's finished Spider Watch.
Apparently it was just above my daughter's head in her bed.
Oh shit!
How big was it?
He said about that big.
Oh, okay.
Is that
I was
big?
thinking dinner plate leg
No.
size ones. We've had those, and I've gone to war with twin cans of Raid.
I just wanted to know where it was so I could keep a lookout for its babies.
Ooh, yeah.
Jesus. Oh dear. Well, I'm glad it was sorted before it ended up being one of those however many spiders it is that we eat each year. Or she, jeez,
Yeah.
that's a full meal. Um, so Zachary and Phocyonis, the net that's descending on you, you are both considered restrained. So you've been enveloped by that net, and I need you both to make a strength saving throw to see whether you're also knocked prone.
Oh,
So you don't
okay.
get this passively, Phocyonis, because you are currently entangled in the non-fishnet net. Yeah, I haven't forgotten smartass. All right, what did you get? What were your strength saving throws?
Nat 1.
Right, and Zachary?
I rolled
Oh,
a
you don't
nat
have
one
luck.
as well.
But
But it is
I
0.
still got that 7.
Oh, tonight's gonna be tasty.
Oh my god. So you are both just suddenly startled by the net that is coming over you and tangling around you, almost web-like in its clinging to your skin. It knocks you on your asses, and not only does it knock you guys down, but all of your weapons, whether they're strapped on or in your hands, go clattering to the ground. So javelins, swords, axes, whatever it is that you have other than what's in your sack or bag of holding, it all goes clattering to the ground. So you will need to use an action to pick each of those up, whichever ones you decide to grab for when your turn to it comes to happen
But it's
to
something
come
else
around.
happening.
So you've been hit by the net. You've clattered. You both ended up flat on your back. So Zachary, you're back. You're back on your back after darting away from the mirror. You find yourself in a familiar situation. All of your weapons are in reach. They have just in your being startled, you've dropped them all. And Deathly Bastard, you can piss right off. Thank you. Thanks, Miss Racer. So with the two of them, so you are now. I did not expect both of you to roll natural ones. So you're both prone and you're both restrained. Just to give you a heads up on your restrained, your speed is 0. You can't get any speed bonuses. Attack rolls against you will have advantage. Your attack rolls will have disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
So good.
Yeah.
And you're also knocked prone, so you will need to use an action. I not use an action. Sorry, you'll use half of except you're restrained.
Yeah, so we
So
need to get rid of restraint
you need to
first
get rid of the
before you can
restraint before
end
you
up.
can get up. Oh my god, you guys are
It's
that's
brutal.
you are not in a good way.
Oh, fuck.
Now,
That's
hang on,
everyone.
I need to roll a dice for this next one. Give me a sec. This one.
Just, yeah,
Oh, you guys are
because we're
lucky.
prone.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, Egg.
Because we're prone, ranged attacks have disadvantage
Range
against us.
attacks will have
So
disadvantage
they
against you.
just
Melee
have
attacks will have
they just
advantage.
roll normally because we're
Yeah.
because we're restrained. Yeah.
Yeah, not just prone. The Egg's worried about what's coming next. The all of you with the adrenaline spike, with the exception of Ivy, with the adrenaline spike that hits you as that net falls, and you see a mixture of Phocyonis and Zachary falling to the ground, the net dropping from the ceiling unexpectedly, that fog of fear and worry you've been carrying around since you watched that recap episode, it lifts and your focus is clearly brought to bear on this situation that has eventuated out of nowhere, and you are no longer suffering the effects of having disadvantage on wisdom and intelligence saving throws. So that experience that everyone except Ivy had after watching the recap episode, that is now at its end. You don't have that disadvantage any longer. Oh, that would have been bad if Egg and Phocyonis had that disadvantage still. That would have been funny. So now that that net has descended, somewhere in the darkness, Zachary having done a walk around of the room and had a close look at the impenetrable darkness that sat at one end, you in particular have a really clear idea of the direction that the noise is coming from. But you hear this really eerie clicking sound, almost like really large crab claws clicking together, except metallic rather than bone on bone or shell on shell. It's very distinctive and it's audible to all of you in the room. And with that, I need all of you, including those of you on the ground, to roll initiative for me.
Oh, God.
So to give you a position reminder for those of you who may be a little bit rusty on where you were. So you've got now Fokionis and Zachary. Oh God, can't wait to see what this is. Are flat on their back, entangled in this net. They've dropped their weapons. Ivy, you are currently holding Alia in one arm and Rathu in the other. Just bear in mind that is where you are currently positioned. Alia is in Ivy's arms. And
Oh,
yeah, that's it for what you guys can see and experience. So give me your initiatives. I saw your arms go up. Egg, what is it?
I rolled a 3, so I got 11.
Oh, the way you threw your hands up, I thought you rolled another 1. All right.
It's close.
Ivy?
Who?
Ivy?
20.
Shit.
19 plus 1. It's soft, don't worry.
Oh, not a nat 20.
Still, I was going to ask if it was a nat 20. On initiative, it's the worst time to roll a natural 20. All right, Alia.
18.
All right, and Fokionis?
15.
Oh,
And
the highest
I've got
bonus, I go last again.
Do I get any bonuses on? Yep, I do. Okay, +2 on this.
Every time.
Oh shit!
That one?
No, no, a
I don't
4.
want to hear about this. Oh shit.
Well, that's very fortunate for you guys with the position that you're in at the moment. Okay, let me just set up my little tally sheet here of the initiative order, because I've got to do it just with the nature of this one. I can't do this particular fight in Foundry. I actually need to do this one on paper, so give me a sec.
On paper.
Yeah, so you'll understand why when we get into it. So we got Ivy first, then Alia. Once you actually have something to do, which will be very soon, then we got Fokionis, then Zachary, then the something, and I'll just keep on going with this until you guys know what's coming.
I'm just lying on the ground.
All right. So each of you can clearly hear, aside from that clicking, that really eerie clicking, metallic clicking and clacking that is echoing around the chamber, you can hear a really deep, gravelly voice. But before I say any more about that, do any of you speak Dwarvish?
Oh. No.
That's no from Fok.
No,
No Alia. Ivy?
I do not.
you need
All right.
Rick here.
Say that again, sorry.
You need Rick. He was the one with the languages, wasn't he?
He was. He had shitloads. And
I have
Lily, I
5
just saw what
different
you wrote in
languages,
chat. That's
but-
gold. But not that one.
Nah.
So none of you, it's just a brief, short, guttural, gravelly phrase that you hear, but none of you can tell what it actually means. For those of you with dark vision, refresh me, it's
Yes.
Ivy. Yeah, Ali is holding a torch, so it's Ivy and Fokionis.
Yes.
Fokionis, you see this first as you're laying there, apparently striking a pose and
Can I just
seeing how
clarify
that net
with
looks
that?
flexing around your muscles.
If we're both lying on the ground near each other, am I the big spoon or the little spoon? I just want to know. Zach.
We're 5 feet apart.
No.
I mean, mate, you're striking a pose, so you just
Oh, I'm big
decide
spoon,
how
that's right,
you
yeah.
want to position yourself. So, and you can position yourself as a big spoon and reach out longingly for Zachary. When it comes to your turn, I will let you guys know what the options that you at least are aware of with your situation are. So, Fokionis, you see this first as out of the doubly pitch darkness at the end of the room that you just cannot penetrate. This hulking monstrosity, but when I say hulking, it's not tall. Like it's not as high as you are. It's only around 4 foot tall, but it's also almost, if not greater in breadth of shoulder, wider than that across. This what appears to be a dwarvish head and potentially body that is melded into this monstrosity of metal and death that is clacking towards you. It really does look like a dwarf that has been forcibly welded into a dwarvish mech warrior suit, and looks in pain, looks angry, doesn't look super intelligent. Ivy, from the perception you get as it just reaches your view, as it comes out of the inky blackness from where it was hidden from view initially. You now get a clear look at this this something, a dwarven something that is in the blackness. Zachary, you can't see from where you are it at all. Ali, you can't see. It's only Fokionis and Ivy that get a good look at this thing. One hand appears to be forcibly melded with a giant hammer, and the other hand is just a claw that is clicking incessantly as the dwarf is moving towards. You can't really tell whether it's Fokionis or Zachary, but it's definitely heading towards the two in the net. So you two are the only. I will give you a chance if you wish to not take an action, but if you wish to do anything verbally with that information, I will give you that opportunity before we take the next step.
Right. So we have a chance to tell people that there's a hulking, great, big, wide but short thing.
Yep. Basically, dwarven mech that is heading
giant
towards you. Well, it's not that giant. It's about 4 feet tall, but it's very broad and
dwarvish.
heavy.
It's giant. Well, not really, but it's actually pretty small still.
Yep. Address that twice now.
No, that's fine.
You got about 6 seconds to
Right.
to communicate anything you would like to.
This is not good.
Well, you can't see shit, so Fokionis
Little
and
spoon, do
Ivy.
you see this?
I hear it.
Oh, that's something else. No.
And with that, Ivy,
guys,
do you wish to say anything more useful or mature than?
That's not really my role in this party, but sure.
I know.
Not mine.
Guys, there's someone coming. They seem unhappy and angry and armed.
Maybe if this
Anyone
is
see them?
coming to free
On the
us.
ground. Can't really help.
Lovely.
And
Would you say
that's
you're
you
tied
done.
up?
Don't you guys
A
have
little
daggers equipped? Cut yourselves out.
I'm just sort of look whether Ivy can actually. Alia can see. Yeah, you can just see Zachary under the net from where you are there in Ivy's arms. All right. Now with that, Ivy, you're first up. So you definitely heard a voice, a deep gravelly voice, and you've seen this contraption come into view, apparently heading towards Fokionis and Zachary, at least in their direction. What would you like to do?
Is it an action or a bonus action to put Alia down?
I will, seeing as how she's essentially your bonded companion, I'll let you do that as a bonus action.
I would like to put Alia down. You know when you put a cat down and they stretch out, just like really, really slowly. But like hover above the air for a brief second so that they do that little feet thing where they think they're already moving, but they're not. Because I'm a mean pet owner like that.
I love that this Doom bot is heading towards your companions and you're taking time out to fuck with your
Yes.
pet.
You know why? Because
Oh
I'm
my
then
God.
going to look at this big hulking metal and be like, "Can I introduce you to Guiding Bolt?" And I would like to cast Guiding Bolt with a little finger gun action towards it.
Oh, I was hoping for the
Oh.
ka-chow.
Oh, the finger gun wink and smile, like when you do like, oh, what's the best way to explain it? The Wiggles action before they had to change it.
Yeah. Ivy is channeling her inner childhood, waving guiding bolt Wickles hands at the dwarf. Refresh me
18
with guiding
hit.
bolt. Sorry, it's been a little while. Is that an instant hit? Is there a saving
No,
throw?
it's an 18 to hit right now. I'm roller to attack, whatever.
Okay. And did you say you rolled 18?
Yeah, 18 to
Yep,
hit.
it hits. It strikes true. Your
Then-
guided bolt out of the pistol fingers strikes true.
How does 20 damage sound?
Sounds bloody good.
And what type of damage is it?
It is radiant. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, radiant damage, and the next attack roll made against the target before the end of my next turn has advantage.
Yep. Done. And sorry, I need to put. I've got to keep track of a couple of things here. Some on paper, some on. You said 20, didn't you?
Yes.
So that bolt just flies through, strikes true. It hits just at the joint of the arm that's holding the hammer. Bolt strikes there and lighting up the dwarf, and you can see pain contorting on its face. That clearly hurt. You have given it a decent injury in the joint of that shoulder for the hammer arm. You've done your bonus action, done your action. Is that you done?
That's me done.
Yep. All right, Alia.
Let the fun begin.
You what? Sorry.
I said let the fun begin.
Oh.
Alright, I don't even know what. I can't even see this dude, so I can't even like do anything.
You should be able to see it now because of
I was
Guiding
about to
Bolt.
say you can see it because
okay.
it's lit up with it is glowing
Christmas
brightly in the
tree?
darkness. Yep. Yep.
Alright,
Even
cool.
with the muted darkness between you and it, that guiding bolt is lighting it up.
Alright, cool, because I'm gonna fire off a arrow at his eyeball because I feel like it.
No worries.
Yep. Go for it. Take your shot.
I can't see it, the dice is in the way. I don't know. I don't know what it is. 10 to hit.
10. You took careful aim, but the
Oh no,
darkness
wait, that's 12.
Yep. You're still a little bit disoriented and scrabbling to get your purchase after Ivy held you above the ground and you were doing like your little Speedy Gonzales leg movements before she finally put you down. So you were a bit off balance when you went to take your shot after kind of bumping into the wall. Thankfully, you didn't lick it. But that shot just sails harmlessly past the dwarven monstrosity's head and disappears into the inky blackness behind it. Actually, sorry, before, did you take advantage on that roll? Because the next attack
So
had
with
advantage?
archery, I gain 2 plus bonus to attack rolls you make with a ranged weapon. I don't know about bonus actions though.
No, hang on. Sorry, that attack you just did though, it was an attack with advantage because of guiding bolt. So did you roll meaning you roll
No, I
your
didn't roll
twice and take your
advantage.
best attack? Okay, so roll a second time.
Oh.
Let's see if that let's roll that back. So
that's a 22 plus my 2 that I have with my archery, so that's a 24 to hit.
yeah, so I'm glad I mentioned. So that guiding bolt is what gave you that. So lit up like the
Okay.
Christmas tree that it is. That arrow, just pretending nothing I said happened, strikes true and clean straight into the right eye. And the head goes back, but it can only go back so far because there's actually a brace and a protective shield behind, strangely, the dwarf's head, but not over its face. and how much damage did that do?
6.
6. Okay. So
I don't think I have an advantage thing for that.
you won't on your damage. Yep. So you like its head rocks back slightly, screaming in guttural agony. The arrow is still firmly embedded in that right eye. The head snaps forward and it's balefully trying to peer towards you with that one good eye. And you can see it now that one left eye is focused very clearly in your direction, lit up from the guiding bolt embedded in its shoulder. But it's still up, but it was already quite hurt from that guiding bolt, and it is now distinctly showing the pain that it's feeling. All right. Do you have anything? So that was your action. Would you like to do anything with your bonus action?
Oh, that's right.
Hmm.
This sounds like it might be an interesting fight. So I might summon my Drake.
Yep. I don't have a little icon for your Drake yet. You just reminded me that I meant to get that imported for tonight. So let's just treat Grebo as your Drake for the purposes of where we move it around. And we'll consider him your summon Drake in terms of just positioning, and you can let me know what the Drake does, etc., and we'll just move Grebo around to be your pretend Drake for illustrative purposes. Yep. Okay. So, just describe to us your Drake as it comes to life. What does your Drake companion look like?
Hoodie, orange hoodie.
I don't know why, but seeing as a raccoon, I see this Drake as a ferret.
Oh, that's gold.
You know, like the
I know
nibble.
exactly what you mean. That's almost like something out of One Piece. Yeah, this long, slender, ferret-like dragon with ferret fur, but strangely leathery dragon wings pops into existence right next to you, and is just idly flapping there at the moment because you can't get your Drake to do anything on this turn. You've used your action, your bonus action.
Yeah.
All right, Phokionis. Now, Zachary and Phokionis, with where we've covered, so you are restrained and you're knocked prone. You're tangled in this net. You actually, that's as much as you know at the moment. And unless you would like to either try something or try and investigate further the nature of the net.
We're aware that it's a net of sorts.
You are very clear that it is a net that is tangling around you. You've got your weapons are all within reach. It would just take, as I mentioned to you, it would take an action to pick up each or any of those weapons, but you can choose. They have not scattered out of reach. They're just no longer on your person. So you are on the ground and you are tangled in that net. Phokionis, what would you like to do? Big Spoon. Sorry, Big Spoon. What would you like to do?
Thank you. Yes. No. I am gonna try and reach for my longsword in an attempt to cut.
Why is he
net?
Didn't he have the 15 and you had the 11?
Yeah, I had 15.
Yeah, he's next because he had 15.
And I'm the Big Spoon.
And he's the Big Spoon. So hang on. So it'll be an action to get your sword.
Yes.
Yep.
But
so
if I'm smart, I can pull it towards the little spoon, and does that not count then as an action for him to pick it up and cut it? Or no?
Sorry, you're getting your weapon, or you're getting Zachary's weapon, which I'll let you do, and handing it to him as your action.
I'm trying to. Well, my weapon is, as you say, out in front of me.
Yeah.
And so it's an action to do anything towards it. Yes.
It's an action to get the weapon, so you don't get to get the weapon and try and cut the net all in.
No. But instead of say picking up the weapon, can I try and knock it towards Zachary?
You're within reach to hand him
Does that matter, or
The-
that still counts as an action for you to pick it up anyway?
It is still going to be an action because you've got to get the
Probably.
weapon, but I will let you in that one action get it and hand it to him, if you would like to do that.
No, I just thought I was trying to be clever.
I know
but
what you're trying to
I'm
do.
getting
I-
no from
I'm
the
bad
stones,
for the
so I'm
long
just
sword
gonna-
anyway. Don't give me.
Longsword, you reckon? That's not what I've heard.
Glad you guys can find such levity. Okay, so you're time ticking.
I'm just gonna pick it up. Yeah, I'm just gonna pick it up.
No, I call mine a lance.
Pretty soon it's going to be your turn. So what would you like to do while you're having this chat? Can I just let the record reflect that Dante didn't like the descriptions I was giving about how he was gliding the greased pole into the hole 3 weeks ago, and now there is just lances and longswords at his instigation. Just
Well,
letting the
you know,
record reflect that.
It's taken me 3 weeks to get on board, but
yeah. What's wrong with these descriptions? It's what's
Be honest,
happening. Like,
what would you like to do?
fuck you.
right, is it my turn still, or no? Yes, no.
It's your action.
Yeah,
What did you decide? I
I'm
need
just
you to
gonna
take some
pick up my
action.
sword in an attempt to then be ready to do something next time I
Alright.
have a.
So you've got your longsword. Do you want to do anything with your bonus action?
Oh, I have a bonus action.
Yeah, you got action, bonus action. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try and cut said net.
Can you make an attack with your bonus action? Do you have that as a feat or an ability as a
Bonus actions? I can interact with an object. Does that count?
I mean, you can touch the net and feel the net, but attacking with a sword is not interacting with an object.
I mean, bonus actions. What have I got? Frenzy attack.
rage.
I can frenzily try to cut the net.
You can rage, yes, as Zachary
No,
is
it's not
doing.
going to help.
But it'll help when that guy tries to stab you next turn.
True, but you're the little spoon, so he's going to get you first.
Why are you hitting me?
No. Well, in that case, I guess I can't really do anything. So, yeah, it's not a reaction because that's disadvantage anyway. It's not really an object I can interact with, and I guess I can either with or without frenzy or rage, trying to furiously cut without attacking the net.
Which you can't do at the moment.
No.
So I guess the question is, are you going to rage or not?
I'm going to get pissed off. So yeah, probably I would rage. Yes.
Are you raging? All right. So
Yeah.
make note of that. You're
Raging.
raging currently.
Raging.
Zachary, after having watched and listened to all of this unfold and taken part in it, what would you like to do? You're still tangled in the net.
I'm like, so I'll use my action to grab my rapier.
Mhm.
And
It's still glowing brightly. Yep.
Yeah, and I use my bonus action to cast, Misty Step, and sort of stand, so I can like teleport somewhere I can see, and which would be like out of the net, and then so I wouldn't be restrained anymore, so I could stand up.
Yes, you can do that. Sorry, I was just loading you up to look at that. Yep. Where you can go up to, I mean, technically 30 feet, but you don't have that much visibility.
Yeah.
I guess you
So-
do technically have visibility towards the dwarf, which is about 15, 20 feet from you, that is currently glowing with radiance. But otherwise, you've got kind of your puddle of vision now that you've got your rapier, and you can also see Alia's torchlight as well off to your left.
I'll just go pop up next to Fokionis on the other side of him.
Okay, so
switch to little.
So basically, you've just apparated out of the netting. It falls to the ground, wraps around Fokionis a little bit more tightly, but now you're out of the net and beside him.
Yeah.
Have I got that right positionally? Yep. Okay.
All
right.
That's my turn. Oh my god, that's spell off.
Yes. All right. Now we've got this. How far can this go? Okay. Ivy. You, oh, hang on, that's the wrong one. You get the slightest impression that something is near you in the darkness, but it's just the faintest of hackles rising up at the back of your neck, and then out of the shadows, seeming to appear from absolutely nowhere. Beside, it's difficult for me to put where it is because currently the Rathu token is there, so I'm actually going to move Rathu out of the way. But out of the shadows and the rubble that are beside you, you have attack strikes from seemingly out of nowhere, and this dwarvish figure that you get a quick glimpse of. It's robed, its face is almost skull-like. It's got a long white beard. The hands, one of which is clutching a glowing green dagger, and the face is skull-like with glowing blue eyes. It looks almost half dead, and its mouth is curled into a snarl from what you can see of its features as it lashes out at you. From seemingly out of nowhere, it wasn't there, and then all of a sudden it was. And because it got sneak up on you, it is actually taking. It has a multi-attack with that dagger, and it also has advantage.
Typical.
So that's the first and second. And I just roll. Hang on, let me do that again.
Brutal.
I'm
Hey,
glad
no
I'm
reroll.
rolling it
No
because it was
reroll.
a crit. But I actually no, you want me to re-roll it, but I rolled
rerolls,
damage
yes,
instead
reroll.
of I
Yeah,
rolled damage
reroll.
instead of attack. And we definitely want me to re-roll it. Ah, shit! Rolled another natural 20.
Fucking hell.
Well,
So with
Yeah.
its first attack, having seen the bolt that you shot out at the construction that is lumbering towards
Fuck.
Phocyonis and Zachary, it slides that green dagger painfully up underneath your left
Doesn't look
armpit
like Barney.
for. I mean, it's a crit, so 25 to hit. It was an actual 20. Sadly,
20 auto hits.
yes. I was just saying what the 25 was. So you take Ivy with that critical hit, and this isn't going to be great. You take 36 points of damage, which I believe
Oof.
leads to you being unconscious.
Jesus. Don't hold back.
It snuck up and hit hard. So Ivy, having that dagger just slide under her armpit, falls to the ground unconscious.
Why don't I just hit dice?
I don't know. Is there some sort of save or something you're trying there, Ivy? I don't think you have a shield or.
No, I didn't do anything. I just heard it sounded like someone rolled dice.
Ivy is currently unconscious. And how far are you, Alia? You're out of reach. So, even though it was a multi-attack, the first dagger slid in. The second one, aiming for Ivy's throat, misses with the roll on the second attack. So, Ivy is currently unconscious at this. Now you can all see the actually no, not all of you. Phocyonis Phocyonis, you can see in your prone position underneath the net what happened to Ivy, and Alia. You see her fall to the ground, but you can only barely make out the figure that is beside her. So if you decide on your turn, if it's still there, to attack that figure, you'll do so with disadvantage. Sorry, Ivy, it rolled really well. And that is, I've done movement, and that is its turn. Yep. Oh, actually, no, sorry. It's got. Yeah, no, that's its turn. And with
Wait,
its
where?
bonus action, actually, sorry, it does have a bonus action. With its bonus action, it partially disappears from view. It takes the hide, so you'll need to make a perception check against its stealth. You see where it last was, but that figure has hunkered down between and behind those rocks and currently disappeared from view at the moment. Ali, what was your question?
Well, I didn't ask a question.
Oh, sorry, I thought you did.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did
Ivy.
you roll advantage for that second multi-attack?
No.
You should, because my character was down on the first attack.
Oh, okay.
Helping.
Would a 13 hit?
No, I'm just saying. Just
Okay.
fun facts.
Well, it would have had an impact if it had hit and then it had done enough damage to kill you. So I appreciate that info and the honesty, because I hadn't picked up on that.
If she's down after the first attack, and the second attack would mean an automatic death saving throw fail, or two of them.
If it hit, correct? Because it doesn't auto hit.
Oh yeah, it just has advantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is what
I thought it crit
Ivy
twice.
picked up, and I rolled it. Sorry, 13 didn't hit. Hey, your armor class is higher than that.
But yes.
Yeah. Okay. So it misses before it disappears. Still misses before it disappears. Fortunately for Ivy, who's still just unconscious. Okay, we are now back to Ivy, who's unconscious. We're now back to Alia's turn. So you last saw that dwarven. You just caught the silhouette of where it was in the rubble, Alia, to the right of Ivy, who has now fallen unconscious right beside you. What would you like to do? Remember, she's unconscious. She's not dead.
Hmm.
No, didn't the other dwarf have it? No.
The other dwarf took its turn. Oh, actually, sorry. Yeah. No, apologize. Thank you, Egg. I was so busy going, oh shit, I've nearly killed Ivy. Sorry, Ali, before you do that, the dwarven mechanical monstrosity is heading towards Phocyonis, and is going to make 2 attacks at him on the ground, prone, with advantage, one with that claw and one with that hammer.
I thought he was after.
No, he was after the guy that just stabbed. Does 17 hit? Phocyonis, does 17 hit?
My AC is 17.
No, it hits. Damage is normal. You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. If you have any resistances to that with your rage, please just check. We can halve it, but otherwise you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage from the hammer. And as you're looking at that,
the bludgeoning damage.
So if you have
Doesn't
resistance, does it say you have resistance from bludgeoning damage?
It does,
when you're
yeah.
raging?
Yeah,
so you take.
Saying, not asking.
Oh, you take 2 damage from that.
Okay.
2.1.
And then, nope, just 2. And then it also reaches out towards. It's aiming for your throat with that clicking claw that hasn't stopped the entire time that everything has been going
I reckon
on.
it's calling that thing. That damn claw.
And we get. That was the hammer. Now the claw.
But I didn't say no.
Oh, soft 19. Does a 24 hit?
Yes.
And you take 11 points of piercing damage. So check.
I
Sorry,
also
it's bludgeoning
have-
again. It's bludgeoning again. I apologize. It's bludgeoning again.
Oh, well, I have resistance to that still.
Okay, so that will be 5.
Ooh.
A further 5 points. A total of 7 points of damage. The claw was aiming for your throat, didn't quite connect, and it's now just scraped across your chest, leaving a bloody line through your torso and it's standing over you. Just that claw is clicking. It's making some guttural growling sounds, and it's still glowing. And there's an arrow hanging out of its right eye. But despite the fact that it looked really pissed at Alia, it made a beeline from you, never stopped in its straight line attack towards you, Phocyonis. And that's its turn. Thank you, Egg, for pointing that out, because I actually had it.
Yeah,
I'm glad you
Egg.
said something, because I actually, well,
Cheers.
no, it's a good thing you did, because I actually had it in the initiative order twice, and I would have ended up doing it twice. So it worked out better that he said something. Now, Alia, you last saw this Skeletor-like little motherfucker from the He-Man cartoons that you've watched on, lazing on Ivy's couch. This little mini Skeletor that has just disappeared from view. It's popped up, gone, fuck you, stabbed her under the armpit. She's dropped like a sack of spuds, and then it's just disappeared from view. The last place you saw it was the rubble to Ivy's left, so straight ahead of you, about 10 feet away. What would you like to do? At the moment, you can't see it. It has disappeared from your view. I guess, sorry, like you can either shoot wildly, you can try and like perceive. You can use an action to try and see or sniff it out. Too far away for you to lick it out, but you can make a perception check, which will be against its stealth roll, if you would like to.
So perception against its stealth. Okay. Let's see what I can do.
Right?
Guess what? I get to roll again.
Is that you rolled a 1 and you got your halfling luck? You reckon like, yep, go for it. Go for it.
That is a 16.
All right, let me do its stealth roll. No, it rolled a 22. It is still hidden from your view. You're not even getting. All you know is where you last saw it. You're not even getting an inkling of whether it's there. The darkness is pressing in around you. You've still only got your torchlight. You've got the flickering of Zach's saber. You've got that dwarf that's glowing from the guiding bolt that Ivy left behind, but you can't see or smell or sense where this thing is.
Okay. So was that my action or?
That was your action to try and suss out where it was. So you've got your bonus action, and you've got remember your Drake has some potential.
So
has some things he can do with your bonus
literally
action.
goes after me.
Yes.
So he's like a whole nother entity.
Don't you have to use a bonus action though to tell your one of your bonus actions has to go to that Drake? Can you check that for me? Because I'm pretty sure it is.
As an action, you can magically summon the Drake that is bound to you. You can't.
All right, I just made the mistake of looking at Discord while you were looking that up. I'll have a look.
In combat, the Drake shares your initiative count. Taking its turn immediately after yours, you must make a bonus action on your turn to command it to take an action. It is from its blah blah blah. But it can also move and take reactions on its own.
Yep. So what are you going to, with your bonus action, because it's currently just flapping next to you, what are you going to command it to do? So
they are out of the net, aren't they?
Zachary is. Phocyonis is still under the net and just got slammed with a hammer and pincered by the dwarf, which you can see because it's lit up with guiding bolt.
I might go and bite. Might get him to bite the claw man.
Okay. So that's, I'm sure your Drake's good enough. Yeah, it's 15 feet away. So your Drake is going to move across. Go ahead and make the bite attack and let me know what it rolls.
Just 1d6.
Do the attack for it because you'll have a d20 for the attack plus whatever.
So that's just a d20. 15 plus, it says melee bite, melee weapon attack plus 5 to hit, so that's a 20 to hit.
20 hits?
Yeah. 1d6.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm reading.
No, you're right.
Right. Plus
So you've definitely
2
hit.
for piercing damage. That's 4 damage.
Is all of the damage piercing damage? Actually, it doesn't matter. It has no resistance
Yeah.
to that. Yep.
No.
So how much damage total?
4.
4. Okay. So that Drake.
Oh wait. The Drake
Okay.
can use its reaction to add a 1d6 fire damage to the attack. Does that mean I can
help
add
me
that
out,
in
rules
there?
people, because I don't think the Drake can attack and react. The react is to something that dwarf does. Egg, I need your help with this one. I've been reading this shit, but
I don't know what Drake she's talking about.
She's got a companion.
You need to stop
Is it
saying
Which
some
rule
Drake?
book is it from?
Oh God,
I don't know. Hang on. Fucking damn it.
Ranger Drake Warden. There you go. Okay. Drake Companion. Okay, it shares your initiative but takes its turn immediately after yours. It can.
It's the reaction. I don't think it gets a reaction on it from the attack.
Reactions. The reactions is infused strikes. When another creature within 30 feet of the Drake they can see hits a target with a weapon attack, the Drake can infuse a strike with its essence, causing a target to do an extra 1d6 damage of the type determined by its draconic essence. So it's not its own attack, it's another creature within 30 feet.
I don't understand what you just said.
Wait, what?
So let's deal with the first damage, and I'm going to come back to understand what you said, Egg. So it's definitely done 4 points of damage from the bite, which has left a bloody gaping wound and a chunk of beard missing out of the left-hand side of that dwarven monstrosity's throat. I do have another thing the Drake has as an option, but tell me what. So does it get anything extra on this attack?
No.
Egg.
Okay.
Now, Racer, because you have made a successful melee attack with your Drake on that on the dwarf, you have the option of actually targeting, because the Drake's just gone in for an attack. You can target the dwarf that is inside there. You've made the attack, you've hit him. You can add extra damage to that attack, but if you decide to do that and make that attack and that damage you did directly and to the dwarf himself without it being by chance, you can do extra damage to him, but the dwarf gets a reaction and can use both weapons against your Drake if you do so. So if you decide to do this, you can actually roll on, in addition to that 4 damage you've done, you can roll a 1d10. But if that doesn't kill it, it can respond and attack by counter attack on your Drake. Think about that, and I need to get Egg to explain.
You know what? No, that's worth it because the Drake's expendable.
Okay, before you do it though, because it might end up killing it. So does the Drake get to do any extra damage, Egg, with that reaction thing you were explaining?
No, that reaction is to power up its allies' strikes.
Okay, so it would be if, say, you or Fokionis was to attack it, it would empower the. Okay, thank you. So, Racer, roll a 1d10 for me. You can either roll a physical dice, or you can use D&D Beyond. You can use Foundry.
That's 9.
And 9. So that attack that the Drake did has not just taken a chunk of beard out; it has actually pulled a gaping wound into the throat of that dwarf that is just gurgling and bleeding. But in response, it is barely holding on to life. It is near death. It is in the throes of
dripping throaty dwarf goo on me because I'm on the ground underneath it.
It is just mindlessly following instructions. It's lashing back out at the Drake, and it doesn't get any advantage on these ones. It's just a straight attack. So the first one, it swings the hammer wildly at the Drake. Does a 12 hit?
No.
Okay, the hammer misses.
No,
sorry, the claw. Sorry, the first one was a claw. The second one is the hammer. They're both the same damage. I hit the wrong. button and wanted to explain it correctly. Second one's a 21, soft 21.
Yes.
So the claw missed reaching out for the drake. The hammer swings around wildly, slams into your little drake with just a normal hit and does 7 bludgeoning damage to your drake, who is now in my initiative order with you.
Wait, it was 7, wasn't it?
7.
Yeah, cool.
Can I ask, just because I've got to keep track of this on paper, how much health does your drake have?
He
20.
now has 18.
Okay, so 7 of 18. 7 gone out of 18. Sorry,
No,
did you say he's got
18
7 left?
18
No,
left.
he's got
His-
18 left.
his max
He
is
had
25.
25.
All right, 18 and 20. Thank you. That's what I was after. I think I just asked the question poorly. Yep. All right. So that is the end of that exchange. And we are now back to Phocyonis, who's got this just bleeding, gurgling, almost collapsing monstrosity that you've seen both attacks on its armor and
Deals
directly
5
at its
damage with it.
person, targeted at its
18.
person that it wildly responded to. What would you like to do?
Well, presently I'm still stuck in a net that I can't get out of.
You are stuck in the net, but you currently have your longsword.
Right, yes.
So you have your sword now
But
on you.
did we not establish before that I can't attack the net?
No, you can. You couldn't
Oh, I
pick up
can
the
now,
sword
just
as an
not with
action
bonus
and then use a
action.
bonus
Right.
action to attack the net.
Well, in that
So
case,
if you
I'm
want to
gonna
attack the
raid.
net, I want you to. You can definitely attack the net. It has an AC.
The net has an AC. Fuck,
Yep.
you know, watch me
So
not hit this.
to let you know, the section that is actually entangling you has is that number 1 section.
Mhm.
That is what is wrapped around you. So that is what you're attacking at the moment because you
Right.
can't reach the others.
And in
cleanly.
terms of attack type, what am I going for?
You're using
As
a
in, what am
longsword,
I
aren't you?
rolling? Just like
Just a attack that you're rolling an attack as if you're attacking anything else. So
okay, cool.
you're rolling whatever
Gotcha,
your
gotcha.
longsword
Yep.
attack while you're raging is,
17.
but you're at
Oh, I'm
disadvantage
raging,
because
so hang on. With my rage,
you're at disadvantage because you are on the ground and wrapped up
so
in that net.
ba,
So
ba, ba,
attack with
ba,
your
ba.
longsword with disadvantage.
Okay, that was checks. So I'm at. I already rolled, but not at disadvantage. So hang on.
Just roll a second time.
I will. Now, am I right clicking? Is that right? Yes. At disadvantage, and then roll. 9.
You flail around. You're very close to cutting through that net, but you're just a bit too tangled up. You're just short of what you need, honestly, to cut cleanly through the net. You're thrashing around wildly. Maybe you should have struck a different pose from the big spoon. You don't successfully clear anything away from that that flat thrashing around.
Excellent.
Mm.
And have you got anything you can
I
try
can make
with
a
your
single melee weapon attack as a bonus action.
actually, can I sorry, before you
Okay.
go and do your flailing around, you're
Okay.
prone, but you can use essentially half of your movement speed to stand up
But
and
it
make
which
that
is
attack.
No,
Sorry,
but I
Greg.
can
'cause
stand
he's
up.
restrained.
Okay.
Can
So
you
I
say that
can
again?
stand up.
His movement speed is 0 because he's restrained, so he
Oh,
can't
because you're
stand up.
restrained with the net. No, never mind. Sorry,
Oh.
you're fucked, Fock. I'm sorry. At the moment, that did not work out for you. I
I'm
don't
just
think
gonna
you've got anything you can do
lie
with your
here
bonus
and
attack.
wait for old
bonus?
Captain Hook.
Yep. So Zachary, over to you. You've seen him flailing around, and in his panic, Phocyonis is using the flat side instead of the bladed side of the sword. So he's beating at it as opposed to trying to cut it.
The flat side of the sword.
The bit that doesn't have a sharp end, that sharp side,
I'm
mate.
excited.
No, like,
Yeah, but there's a whole 2 flat sides as well. All right, Zach.
but like, I've just seen Ivy go down, and then he
Mhm.
like took another swipe at her. So I need to make sure she's okay first. So I'm sorry, fuck.
It's all good.
Alright.
I'm
So
tank. Take damage for living. All
yeah,
good.
can I sort of move over to? So I saw that thing stab her, and then
Mhm.
what did it? Like, so it hid behind the rocks, or did it just disappear?
For you, with
I
only your
just-
light of your saber,
I can
you
still
just
see. Like,
sorry.
I still see 20 feet with that, but or it just like fade into the shadows.
Yeah, I thought it was further away from you. I was just looking at the distance. Yeah, you saw it emerge, stab, and then disappear from view. You don't know where it is currently. You know where it last was, which is that rubble to the right of Ivy. That's
Okay.
all you currently know. Same thing I said earlier. You can do a perception check against its stealth if you would like to try and find it, or you can wildly attack the space it was in, or you can head towards
Blast
Ivy
it.
or whatever else you want to do.
Kill it. Give it.
And you've got the mechanical monstrosity standing over Phocyonis that looks like it is about to die at any second.
Yeah, but I don't want it to finish Ivy off.
Mhm.
So
What's Zach
like
going
it
to
would
do?
be hiding in the rocks, or could it be anywhere? Because like
You
stealth
don't
in
know.
D&D doesn't work like in WoW, where you just like crouch and disappear. You need something to hide behind, don't you?
In terms of D&D, it has hide as an action. You don't know how much movement it had. It came out of nowhere when it made the attack. You don't really know anything other than that you saw this dwarf emerge, strike. No one picked up that no one even noticed that it was there before it struck. And with passive
Okay.
or even with Alia's to let the rule set, even with Alia's advantage in the Underdark, even her passive perception wasn't enough to pick up that it was there. However, it ended up there.
Okay, that's annoying. Okay, so yeah, I'll run over to Alia and sort of like drag her away from where the skeleton appeared from, as far as I can.
Yep. So it's
You
only going to
just
take you
yeeted me.
It's only going to take 5 feet to get to her. You can head straight to her, and then because you've got a body, half of your remaining movement speed. You can drag her.
Another 10. They move her 10 feet, sort of away from the rubble, and back towards the entrance.
So can you ping where you would like to take?
So yeah, move 5 feet
there. Yep.
And then so we move like both of us 10 feet, but can I have like Alia sort of in front of me? I mean behind me? No, I mean like so.
Sorry,
so
there.
So if I want it to be so like if it comes after us, it has to like go through me first.
Okay, so that side
It
of
can't
you.
just like finish her off.
Yeah, I'll let you. So you're putting you've carried her that distance. You've dragged her that distance. It's just a matter of turning your body to put her beside you. That's fine.
Yeah. All right. And so was that like my action or?
You've done your movement. You've done your action to pick her, or action or bonus action.
Or interaction.
No, because you have to actually physically pick her up and move her. So that would be your action to then take her with you and put her down, and shield her with your body. So that's your movement and your action.
So I have a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Quicken magic missile into the dwarfs that I can see's face.
Yep, the one next to Phocyonis.
Yeah.
Can I just say, dude, it's got 1 HP. So if you want to roll to see how much damage your magic missile does,
go for the rubble.
Okay, then just tell me your damage so we can figure out how much you obliterate.
Damage.
So the 3 missiles after Zachary moves up, grabs Ivy, carries her carefully, puts her down with his body between where he knew the dwarf was last seen, and put himself between her and it, as far as he knows where it is, and just a backhand swipe of magic missile, almost dismissively, towards the dwarf that's standing over, gurgling over the top of Phocyonis, who's flapping around like a beached fish underneath the net. And those missiles, as each one strikes, doing more and more damage. It immolates the dwarf that's inside the armor, and just destroys what's left into just this smoking, molten ruin beside Phocyonis. He's fucking gone. You really need to stop looking at that screen. Oh my god.
You're gonna have some fun when you go back to edit of all the shit you haven't
Oh my
seen.
god.
Just warning you.
And Lily, I just saw your message about death saving throws on your turn, and yes, but I missed it, so we'll do it on your next rotation through.
I
I'll get
did
you
it
to
on
do a
my
death
turn
saving throw.
anyway because I figured it was right. Fun fact, it failed.
Right,
Oh,
so you've failed one death saving throw.
Okay.
Okay.
Healing kit.
It is now back to the skeleton dude's
Cool.
turn. Who had hidden and moved away. You didn't do a perception check, did you, Zachary? So out of nowhere next to Alia, or diagonally between Alia and Zachary, our little friend, the dwarven Skeletor, briefly re-emerges from view to take an attack using that same dagger that was so effective last time round against Ivy, is taking those same strikes against Alia, but this time you guys are aware of its presence. You knew it was around. You didn't know exactly where, so it just gets a straight attack. It doesn't get the advantage that it had before with the ambush. Oh my god! It just rolled another natural 20.
Oh,
Fuck
fuck
you, Spa.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Twice,
where's our natural
really?
20?
I want a
We
dice
got-
camera. That's what I want.
Yeah.
It's I can screenshot it, I
Fine.
guess.
We want a dice camera. Come on.
Okay. So we know that hits. Alia, you receive 38 points of damage.
Oh,
Let me look
fuck.
at your holy shit. You are
You're lucky I'm
nearly
still
dead.
alive.
You're
Some
lucky you're
dagger,
still
just-
alive.
Quietly.
It's critted twice, dude. The dagger is not actually that amazing, but when it's
It's a butter
doing,
knife, but you know.
it does a 1d4. It's got some bonuses. It's basically a rogue. It does piercing and then psychic damage. So if you want the breakdown, if you have resistances to either of those, let me know and I'll give you the breakdown. So we can
I
halve some of
resistance
it.
to poison. That's about
Nah.
it.
Doesn't do poison. It's mainly a psychic attack. I'm sorry, Ivy, did you have any resistances to those? I should have checked that. No, you don't. Never mind. So it's taken its attack, and then just as it did before,
Was it 38,
buggers off.
wasn't it?
as its bonus action, it just goes, whoop, disappears from view. It has taken, in D&D terms, the hide action, so you can use your perception versus its stealth, and moved away. Oh, sorry. Potentially moved away, or is potentially standing right beside Zachary.
It's not the hide action. It doesn't. It's not just crouch and disappear. Like you need cover still to hide.
I can't hide next to you.
Or not unless it's magically assisted.
Not unless it went to
It's
Hogwarts and has a
it
cloak
need-
of invisibility.
Like if you look at the.
Okay, then hang on a sec. Let me do its recharge. And all right.
It's gonna stab again, isn't he?
No, he's not. Doesn't he's used all his actions, his reaction. No. It is going to stand. Actually, no, it's going to move over next to
It's gonna run away.
Phoccionus but it's in the rubble next to Phoccionus. So you get an opportunity attack, Zach, as it leaves, as will
Please get
Alia.
it before he gets over to what is now really just Phoccionus, the fucking Dolmade lying on the ground in a net still.
So, Zachary,
Good for nothing.
Yep. I swap out with my rapier. I have out 14 to hit.
14 is its armor class, so that hits.
Yeah.
Just hits.
7 piercing damage.
Oh,
Piercing doesn't have any resistance to that. Yep. All right. So as it's running through, you manage to nick its shoulder. Doesn't seem to hurt it too much, but there's now a cut in the robe. Some little droplets of blood hit the floor, and you've hurt it, but not much. Alia. So you don't get all your magic and stuff, but you can take an attack with your equipped weapon, so your bow, as it's trying to run away from that.
how much
The
HP
sneak
is
All
and
that?
right,
stab.
bet. That's a 25 to hit.
Was that a natural 20? So I'm only asking just to get okay.
No, that was
Yeah,
an 18.
definitely hits. 25 definitely hits. It's that we established its armor was 14.
8, 9,
Sorry,
10.
Egg, what am I missing?
Can you use your bow as an attack of opportunity? Do you have that feat?
No, it was a feat. So what would she attack with then? Would it just be her dagger?
It has to be a melee weapon opportunity.
That'd be your dagger. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Apologies, Ray. So you can keep your 25, but can you roll damage for your dagger? I'll grant you that because of my
It's an 8.
learning the rules. 8 damage with
Oh,
your dagger.
no, sorry, it's a 6, not an 8. The
Still,
extra 2 is only with my, it's only with my thingy.
Just to be clear,
Archery.
you're complaining about that dagger doing 6 points of damage, but your dagger does 38 points of damage.
Right.
Just want to get that clear. That's what I'm hearing.
They were crits. Can we just be clear?
So I'm hearing a semantic yes.
This rogue was being very stabby. Okay. Yep. So again, that is you've definitely, as you've stabbed it on the across the ribs as it's gone through, you've definitely hurt it now. You can see that it kind of grunts as it's moving away, and it says something in Dwarvish that's probably a curse word, but none of you can understand what it is. As it heads over to next to Poccionus.
Oh. So that's,
Yes.
if I'm reading this correctly,
Mhm.
it says proficiency with a dagger allows you to add your proficiency bonus to the attack roll. Is that already included, or do I have to add that?
Look, if I got you to re-roll with your dagger, it would be included in the roll. But you already hit. Like, I gave you the hit because I stuffed up which weapon you're attacking with. You don't get any extra damage from proficiency.
Okay.
I've got that right, haven't I, Egg? It's to the attack roll, not to the damage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not damage.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, now we're back to Ivy, who's unconscious, so I need you to make a death saving roll, please. He's looking
You
a
have
bit
a health
rough.
potion on you, right, Ivy? Just
But she
nice
can't
to-
answer you.
potion
She's
isn't going
currently
to
trying
help.
not to be dead.
A health potion isn't going to help.
Did you fail your second death saving throw?
Worse than that.
Did you
You
get a
have the
1?
Discord up, right?
You what, sorry? Can you say that again? I didn't
So
hear
I
what was
failed
said.
my previous one, right? When we got caught up in other things.
Oh no.
You've got your Discord open, don't you, Spa?
Yeah. I
Do
do
you
now.
see the
Oh, shit.
D&D channel?
Oh, shit.
Oh!
Oh, so
You
you've
guys don't
just
have a cleric
failed.
now.
Can she phone a friend? I can spare my lucky.
No,
You've
you guys don't have a
failed
cleric now.
the death saving throw twice, making 3 death saving throws, and Ivy is currently no longer unconscious. She is dead. Her body lets out a last gasp, and then that slow panting and rise and fall of her chest goes still next to you, Zachary.
CPR.
I do CPR.
You have that feature ability. It's now Alia's turn.
No.
And you
It's what
see
it's-
all of
I
this.
learned it in school. I got this guy.
You see all of this happening, Alia, and see and feel through the bond that you have with Alia that bond is severed. Something feels missing and empty, and she is no longer breathing. What would you like to do?
She had the health potion, didn't she? Can I take that and put it in her mouth? I can move 30 feet.
Yep, I can understand Alia's activity, just running over, not even thinking, pushing past Zachary, rummaging through Ivy's bag, which is now able to be accessed, which is not a good sign. You can grab, I need to have a look, it doesn't really matter, but just for the purposes of accuracy, one of the potions of healing out of Ivy's bag. You cradle her head gently and just tip as much of it as you can down her throat, but it has no effect. It just dribbles down her chin and past the corner of her mouth. It's pretty apparent that something much stronger than that, if anything, is needed for her at this point. You all do know, as part of coming into this world, that there are people like Ivy who can potentially, with enough experience and spells and knowledge, attempt to bring her back from the dead. And clerics are like Ivy and Brendan and others that you may yet meet as if you get through this dungeon, are potentially have the skills to attempt to reverse this, but having seen that potion not work, that's innate knowledge you all have of the world.
That was bullshit.
How many ones do you guys want to roll tonight? Alia, with your bonus
How many
action,
20s do you want to roll?
2. I've rolled 2.
Fucking soft 19s as well, by the way.
Yeah, true. What would you like to do anything with your bonus action with your Drake? Or is Alia too distraught to even take that action? What would you like to do here with your bonus
Well,
action?
if I'm not paying attention, the Drake will just dodge.
Okay, so we've got the Drake set to dodge next.
Wait, no, hang on a minute. Can I make it bite the net that Fock is still trapped?
Oh, yes.
You can. Yep. I just need to know the attack roll and what type of damage its bite is.
So what did I have to roll for that? Do I roll for that?
Drop your.
Oh, it was the
like an attack
D10,
roll,
wasn't it?
No. It's a D20. Essentially, it's a Drake attack roll. So the same as you did before when you attacked the dwarf. The D10 was an extra bonus attack on that dwarf.
Oh yeah.
This is just a straight attack. Your Drake is attacking that net. So it's whatever its attack
cool.
roll is.
I can re-roll. Wait.
No, your Drake doesn't get your halfling luck.
That's what I was about to ask. I was like, does my Drake get?
No, your companion doesn't get your halfling luck. That's just you. So your Drake snaps.
So that's a 6.
Oh, but was it a natural 1 that then had pluses to it?
Yeah, +5 to hit.
So even with that your Drake attempts to try and pull the net, chew on the net, but it's ineffective and ineffectual, and it barely pulls away without actually entangling itself in there. I'm actually just going to move your Drake right next to Fokionis. It's difficult with the grid to get it in the right spot, just so it can actually reach the net without being attacked by the dwarf. So unfortunately, it is unable to assist the flailing Fokionis in the net. So that's your turn, and now we are on to Fokionis. under the net, longsword in hand, dwarf standing over beside you, just off to one side, menacingly.
Joy. I am once again gonna try and get myself out of this fucking net so I can get off the ground.
Mhm.
So once
Are you
again,
attacking it with the, yeah, sorry, just wanted to know how you were trying to get rid of the net.
same as before, just trying to roll better. So I'm still at disadvantage.
Yeah,
on
because
my
you're
roll.
still prone and entangled.
Joy. 11.
11. You thrash and kick and spit, and a few tears are shed, but you just manage to insert your longsword through a couple of the squares that were weakened in your previous attack, and finally cut yourself free of that net. You're still prone, but you are no longer tangled up in it.
Okay.
You're no longer restrained. That has been removed.
So, in terms of bonus action, is getting up like the full turn of what I am
That's
able
your
to?
movement. So essentially half of your movement. So you've got 30 feet of movement. You'd use 15 of it to get up. And then you've got a
Sweet.
dwarf right next to you.
I am in striking distance of this motherfucker that just killed.
With your longsword. Yep.
Right. Well, I'm no longer at advantage, and I'm still raging. And one would say I'm probably even more pissed off than before.
I would
So,
imagine you are.
going to go ahead with that +2 melee damage on this sweet strength weapon to try and kill that fucking thing.
And I'll let you keep your rage because you were attacking the net, and you were attacked by the dwarf previously as well. So you do get to keep on raging. How about it? Go with your longsword.
17.
17 hits.
Okay, so which damage am I doing here? Martial or versatile? It's just martial, yeah? Anyone help?
It'd just be you. Are you you're only equipping it in one hand, aren't you? So just be a standard roll.
Yeah, so for damage, it's just like the top one of mine, not the bottom one, yeah? Because there's like 2 there for me.
D8, yeah.
Hey.
They said roll your D8, whichever one's your D8.
Yep, that's the top one. Yep, cool. That's the regular. 8 points of damage, +2 for rage, so 10.
All right. So your longsword.
Off with his head.
No.
Oh,
Longsword strikes into the
with his hand holding the dagger.
The ribs that were marked quite badly, and the road that was cut into tatters a little with Alia's dagger and exposed. Your sword finds purchase in there, and you hear a grunt from the dwarf. That hurt. That struck true and has left him badly injured and kind of bent to one side, not quite clutching the wound, but the elbow is definitely holding it to staunch the blood flow that's started. Do you have to do anything with your bonus action or your remaining 15 feet of movement? You will get an attack opportunity.
Yeah, I will. Do I want to move away from him? Yeah, I want to move away from him. I'm moving away from him.
All right, you will give him an attack of opportunity if you do that.
I'm not moving away from him. I'm bracing for impact.
All right. We are back
Making
to
defiant stance.
Zachary.
Wrong game, but you know.
Yeah, just.
You've seen all of this unfold with Alia and Ivy, and you've seen Pocyonis now get up and strike the dwarf.
I just look at Ivy and feel just intense sadness. And then I turn around and see that dwarf and feel intense anger and cast a quicken 2nd level magic missile at him.
Oh, he hasn't given me the damage. I do need the damage for this because he's not that near death.
Not yet.
4, and that's 4 in a 2nd level, so 16 damage.
16 damage. Ooh. Your missiles just strike one after the other, just seeming to sizzle the air with the pent-up fury that you're unleashing with what you've witnessed with Ivy and the lack of success that Alia had in the healing potions that you had and them achieving nothing. That dwarf just rocks under each of those 3 impacts and is barely standing, scorch marks, even some slight flames that then flicker out on its robe burning away, revealing some now tattered leather armor underneath. It is about as close to death as you can possibly be and still be on your feet.
Okay, then I run up and stab it with my rapier.
You've used your
Bonus
15
action.
feet. Yep. So I'm just getting you over there and moving into a spot that's not occupied. Yep. Roll your attack.
Fuck me. How many ones can you roll in one session?
Oh, you like seriously?
What are you doing tonight?
That deserved to be a crit. Oh.
What did you roll for the attack?
1.
Oh, the one. Yeah, that you flail, but your anger makes you miss. To the point that your rapier actually sticks into some of the rocks beside the dwarf, and it currently is jammed in there, but the light is still glowing, and it's kind of making this flickery, even more eerie scene to what's around you. Your rapier blade is currently stuck between a couple of rocks, and I think that's you done, isn't it? Okay, so we're now to the dwarves' turn, where from where it's standing, just where you're looking at it, it gurgles something incomprehensible and disappears from view. To let you know, in case I screw up any of this, it just cast invisibility. So it is not hidden, it is invisible.
So we know where it is.
You know where it is. But it is also going to take the hide bonus action into slinking into the rubble around it, which is where it had approached Phocyonis from, and it has now disappeared from view.
God damn it.
I will give you, if you do make any perception checks, I'll give you advantage on those because it was bleeding quite heavily, very heavily.
Why is it not dropping blood everywhere?
Well, that's why you'll get an advantage on your perception checks against its stealth, because it's hard to be super stealthy if you're bleeding out. All right, that's its turn done. It has just disappeared. You're bracing for attacks because you've seen this kind of MO before, but nothing comes your way. We are back to Alia.
I'm gonna do a perception check.
All right, so you are currently limited to essentially 20 feet from where Zach is with your visibility because of his light. I just need to see. Oh, you're just in range. Okay, do your perception roll with advantage for me, please.
I don't know how to do it with
Right click on it.
Oh.
Or you can roll it twice if you want.
Twelve.
Check it because you've got some bonuses on perception. Did you roll a 12 and then plus your?
I rolled the 2 with advantage. I rolled the 2 d20s. One was 6, one was 12, and it gave me 12.
Oh, you don't have advantages on your wisdom. Sorry, I do apologize. You are sniffing the air. You are desperately focused on
in your
trying
favored
to.
terrain. So... Right?
She is in her favorite terrain.
I thought it wasn't.
This one
I thought
is.
it didn't.
You're in the
count.
Underdark. No, well, if there's any bonuses to your perception check, or just check it before I give you the. what's
I don't
happening
remember where
here.
that fucking thing is. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for wisdom related check.
No, but you don't have proficiency in perception, do you?
No.
No.
So with that, it rolled a 16 to your 12, so it has quite a few bonuses on the stealth with its class. You're desperate to try and locate it, but unfortunately, anger is clouding your perception, and adrenaline is coursing through your veins, and grief that you're barely holding at bay. You're not sure where it is. Would you like to do anything with your bonus action and your Drake?
Fuck is free now, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Not really.
Okay. Then we come back to you're still in combat. That hasn't ended yet. So Pokionis, what would you like to do?
I'm not sure if there's any point in me rolling. Oh, I guess there is rolling perception to try and see if I can figure out where this Joker's run to.
Yeah, you're rolling it with advantage. It's rolling it with disadvantage. So roll your perception check with disadvantage against its stealth.
So hang on, what is that? Where is that? Under a saving throw. Not deception. Perception. There it
Perception.
is. At advantage.
Yep, with advantage.
Yep. Oh fuck. 20.
Oh fuck, 20? Natural 20? Or actually, it doesn't matter.
So
It doesn't
yeah,
matter.
it's an 11 with a natural 20 for the advantage or whatever, because it rolls two lots of dice. So
yeah.
20.
So you take your better, dude.
Oh, it's the better of both. Yeah, okay, it's a 12. It's
yeah.
20.
Yeah, so
Then it's
it
nat
actually
20.
finally this rogue's luck has run out. It rolled shit. It rolled a 9, and that's with like a +5 bonus. So you just focused in on this fucker that you've seen kill your friend, or
Stab it.
what you think is kill your friend. It was perched over the top of you, and you could feel the malice in it. It was ready to do exactly to you what it had done to Ivy and to Alia, who it grievously wounded. Alia's barely holding on to consciousness at the moment, and you see that it has, when it disappeared from view, following the blood trail with the chromatic vision in the dark that you've got, you can see clearly where it went, and you can see that it is just on the verge of exiting through or going into the inky blackness that is impenetrable by your sight at the end of this room. So I'll put it up where it is at the moment. Pokionis, you're the only one who can see it.
Right. So obviously I'm going to yell where it is and then point as I run, because that's what, 25 feet. So that I should be able to
25
get
feet away. So it's just out of the current range of your sword, even though it's embedded in the rock, Zachary, but you know exactly where it is as well.
Okay.
So just to clarify, I can move to it and then attack.
Yep.
Yes.
You can move and then
Let's
attack.
do
Yep.
that.
And you'll do it. You're raging still with everything that's
10
going on.
turns of
So
rage.
you are. Yep. You'll do that with advantage.
Cool. So I'm going to roll that bad boy with advantage. 18.
18 hits. We established his AC was 14.
Yep.
And dude, he's on 1 HP. So how do you want to finish this fucker off?
Well, now, as I get to him, I am pretty much going to take my sword and just with a big slashing uppercut straight across his torso and head, well, towards his head, but in that sort of neck area, and just slash the fuck out of it.
Yep. With all of that rage, as you bring your sword up from basically just below his armpit, you don't just take his head off, you actually sever his left arm at the
Deadpool.
socket, and your sword just keeps on going straight up, takes his throat in half, leaves part of his right jaw hanging to that neck, and then the rest of his head and arm just topple off backwards into the darkness, so they disappear from view, and the rest of the corpse just stands for a moment and collapses into a bloody, ribbonous mess. And with that, you are now all out of combat. There is no more initiative order. What would you like to do with the situation you currently find yourselves in? Rathu has disappeared from view in all of this that happened, having been dropped by Ivy when the knife went under his armpit. So you currently don't know where he is.
I'm gonna make my way back to where everyone else is, I guess.
Yeah, go back to Ivy and just stand there.
Yep, okay. Ali is still cradling Ivy's head in her lap, in her hands. Zachary, you've come over. Poccionus, you've come over, standing around kind of a little bit lost, each of you. Out of the shadows, Rathu slinks up and just sort of nuzzles against Alia quietly. Doesn't make any sound, but is just there. Net's now gone. What do you want to do, guys?
Minute silence.
Question.
That was actually pretty close to a minute. I was actually letting you guys have your minute silence before I said anything, as we observed a minute silence for your party observed a minute silence for Ivy. Yep.
Is she
Off the
actually
honest breaks
dead, or
that silence.
does she have another throw?
She is currently dead. The Ivy is dead. As I mentioned, all of your characters, whether they can currently process it or not, are aware that there are magic users in this game, in this world that you're in, like Ivy, who do have the ability to try and bring people back from the dead. You are aware that that exists, but none of you have that skill set. The only one that would have come close is Ivy, and none of you know whether she had that capability because it was never tested.
Can I get my
Can we-
Drake to find a safe room?
Can't really get out of this room.
I'll answer that. So at the end, because I think you're asking me that. Are you asking me that above? Like, you're asking me if it's possible for it to do? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to check. 'Cause if it's a
'Cause I'm
character
unsure,
thing,
it's
I'd
not
let Zach
really-
answer. Yeah, the wall of blackness that Zach was able to tell you guys about before everything went to shit is currently impenetrable. You cannot leave this room at present.
Yeah,
So we can't
so,
go back either, can we?
Nope.
Yeah, just wait the appropriate amount of time, and then there you go. We should keep moving. Pull these mirrors out of the walls.
Are we going to carry our fallen compatriot with us? Or safely pop them somewhere?
Oh
Would
yeah,
you-
What?
there's a net here we can drag her along with. I guess.
I could probably carry her. I feel like I'm strong enough.
I
Is
can
there
let you
any
know as
light
You need
source
your
in the middle of
strength
the
to move
room?
the mirrors though, so you can do that first.
Yep.
sorry to answer those two things. I will just let you know because it is a little bit homebrewy and part of the story you're doing. Your sacks that you have, we have discussed that they are big enough to have
Hold
a
anything.
person of around Phocyonis's size go in and out of the sack. However, nothing living can enter or be
point of
placed
order.
in your essential limitless bags of holding that you have. So I'm just mentioning that because it's not a straight D&D thing. It is something your characters are aware of, though.
So
To
in
answer
their
that
current
first question,
form,
or you
Ivy
can
would
wrap
be-
her in the net. They are all viable options as well. And then I'll come back to Alia's question. Sorry, Racer, just to answer that one first and let you make your decision on what to do.
No, don't take it.
Looks like he might have dropped out. Like, let's answer Alia's question, then we can come back to what he was thinking, or you guys can make a decision and he'll roll with it. So what was your question, Racer?
That mirror in the middle of the room, does that have any light emanating from it?
No.
So do you reckon if I pointed, like, someone pointed a light of some sort at it, it would ricochet to the other mirror?
You can
If we
try.
angled it correctly?
You can try. I will say Zachary did investigate that mirror, and it was solidly fixed in place in the ground and unmoving. But
So the one in
I'm
the
just
pole?
essentially saying that to let you know, Zachary. Honestly, I wouldn't say it if we hadn't had such a long break, and that was my fault. So I will just throw that to you, Egg, that you are aware. If Ali is putting that question to the group, you're aware that that center mirror is unmoving, but you don't know what a light source might do to it.
So that center one's not moving, but the one that's in the pole can move?
Yeah, so it had
hole?
grooves. You were there for this, so I can answer that. So it had grooves that would only go into that hole one way. And Zachary's the only one who's aware that each of the holes have grooves in them as well. Not all exactly the same in terms of the angle. They're all exactly the same in terms of this. From what he investigated quickly, they all have grooves of around the same size. So it looks like that pole could go into any of the holes, but the angles of those grooves are different. Again, I'm only saying this, and Egg, if you want me to stop reminding you of that stuff, let me know. I'm only saying it because it's been such a long break because of me.
Damn. Yeah, you're getting COVID. You should have run it through COVID. You know, just
Oh God.
power through.
No, I just have a feeling those mirrors are involved in that black wall.
Wouldn't have. Yeah, maybe. And you should like move those other mirrors out of the walls and put them in the holes, like we did with the other one.
Yes.
Right. So I guess yeah, Fock will help us take that mirror that's next to us out of the wall.
Yep, didn't even see that one.
Yep.
Stealth mirror.
Are you just
Literally didn't see
are you
that.
just getting Phocyonis to roll over to the wall and just
Oh, I check it.
pull on it?
You know
The
what?
other one
I'm
had
not.
a trap, didn't it?
It did.
Yes.
It had a wire that was fixing it to the wall that you and
checked
Ivy
for-
decided to ignore.
Do you want
Still
to pull
dodged
it
it.
and I'll look behind there?
Yeah, we'll just pull it a bit and sort of check for if anything similar is in there.
Okay.
Yep. So you can have either one of you roll that investigation check. Actually, not yet, with advantage. So Alia, you have if you had Thieves Tool, you'd get this on your own. So if you have Thieves Tool equipped, you can just roll on your own with advantage, and Egg can just do a straight roll. Because you're in the Underdark, you get some bonuses with that, with this investigation check.
What, double my proficiency bonus?
No. So if you got Thieves Tools, you'll roll with advantage. Otherwise, you'll just do a straight roll. and Egg will be rolling with disadvantage.
I do not have thieves' tools.
All right, so you can assist Alia and just let her roll with advantage, or you can roll with disadvantage and she can do a straight roll. Actually, I'll let you do a straight roll because you've seen the trap, what you think is there, so you know exactly where you're looking. Egg, so I'll let you do a straight roll as well if you want.
Yeah, I'll assist Alia so she gets advantage. So
All right, so you're doing an investigation
investigation.
with advantage, Racer.
All right.
Why would you let me do that?
What's your investigation?
7.
7.
This is a bad idea.
So you rolled 7 with advantage?
Yeah.
Yep, so you look through, it despite what he was talking about, it seems okay. There doesn't seem to be anything amiss with this particular mirror. It must have just been the one that he moved the first time around.
All right, let's pull it out then.
You said you rolled a 7, hey?
Well, I rolled a 6 and I have +1, so it's 7.
So it's 7. Yep. Okay.
Oh, I'm only on 2 hit points. Oh, fuck
Now,
me.
yeah. Do you want to do something about that before you're not in combat? So this is your character. This is your play. If you
technically
think
don't
Alia
have
would,
anything to up my health.
but you rummaged
I
through
will say,
Ivy's,
yeah, there
and
should
you
be
know
2 more
that.
healing potions.
Yep, that's
Oh,
exactly that.
bet.
She has.
There's
Because I
a
was just
full
looking
boot
at it.
list in the D&D thing.
I'm just gonna borrow one.
So you go over,
So
take it, drink it. So that will be they're a standard
So when you
potion of
pee it back
healing.
out, you're just
So you're basically doing 2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2.
Plus 2. You can hit use potion of healing in Foundry if you want. It'll actually roll it for you. Or you can roll 2d4 and then add a
6.
plus 2. All right, so give yourself 6 points of health back. So you're up to 8.
Woo! All right, go for it. Rip it out.
All right, so it is Zach actually knows this because he wasn't able to move it last time. Established with Fokionis that it was 15 strength to pull them off the wall. So I believe Alia, you have that passively like Fokionis did. So Zach, you actually know this because you couldn't budget last time, but
I have
Fokionis
a
was able
really good strength.
to remove them. So would you like to communicate that to Alia? Is what I'm checking. Okay.
sorry.
Are you going to let Alia attempt the mirror on her own, or would you like to assist her?
Yeah, I'll assist her. Yeah, we'll do it together.
Okay. Can you roll a strength check for me, please? Because you're too weak to
fucking
do this
20.
without a roll.
No,
Natural 20?
I got a 4.
4? Okay. So just like you did with Fokionis, Alia, you start pulling on this mirror. Zach, you grip the other side. And as you do that, Zach, you get this familiar drop in your stomach as you give it a nudge, like helping the barest amount. Alia is just sliding this thing out effortlessly. You're just going, Alia, this is fine. This is no problem at all. And that familiar crackle of lightning starts to wrap around the mirror as the wire breaks again. I need you to both make dexterity saving throws, please. Jesus. You guys have had the
Why do
most
people
shit
always do
night.
dumb shit with me?
8.
I know. What did you roll, Egg?
8.
Yep.
I got a
And
14.
what did you? Okay. So Egg, with both hands holding the mirror, your teeth are chattering, your hair around your hat is standing up. But bracing yourself, you take 2 points of electrical damage. The trap rolled shit, and Alia, you take. What did you say you rolled?
14.
14. Yeah, you just make the save, so you take 1 point of electrical damage. You get one hand off the mirror and just get one paw singed. Thank goodness you had that potion, though.
A bit of static in there, eh?
I
So
love how
Ali is now
people do
down to
dumb shit
7.
with me. It's great.
Now while you're doing that and regripping it, again, Ali is just sliding this thing out. Zach, you are like the toddler that is helping Dad.
Assist.
Oh, Dante's power now.
And
Okay.
yeah, and you slide. The Alia is holding this pole, this giant lengthy pole that you've seen Fokionis carry with 2 hands. This little raccoon is just two-handing it, walking along. Zach is, holding one end, trying to be helpful, but not really doing much of anything. Where are you taking it and what are you doing with it? The mirror is now out of the wall, sliding effortlessly like it did last time.
I'm gonna shove it in one of the holes.
Which one?
The one closest to us.
All right, so straight over. Yep, it just, as before, even more astonishingly with you being 3 foot tall, you just two-hand position it, straighten it up, and it just drops straight into into the socket. You hear a slightly louder electrical humming compared to the first time you dropped the first mirror in. What would you guys like to do now?
Rip the next one off the wall.
Figure out what the hell happened since I've been
Oh,
gone.
Fokionis is back. Okay, Fokionis, you've come back and trying to drift it off, and you're a little bit distraught, worrying about Ivy, and you just sort of come back to your awareness because you're prone to daydreaming and not the brightest fork in the drawer. To see, looking around, you see Alia and Zach get an electric shock again for Zach from the mirror, and meanwhile, just as he did with you, Zachary's trying to look helpful carrying this mirror, but Alia is literally just walking along with this giant thing, moving it around you because you're spaced out, and she just slides it into the closest socket. And the 3 of you, well, the 2 of them are over next to the mirror, and you're just behind them. So, what would you guys like to do?
We're moving mirrors, Zoe.
Yep.
Right. Well, where is one? And let me move one.
All right, where would you like to go then? You're heading off to, you can move it on your own. So, where are you going? And Ali, you now know you can move it on your own too.
Well, I guess, yeah, one of the 2 down the other end of the room.
Let's
Let's go with the
So
one.
that one, furthest or closest? Yep, top. Okay, so Bocchianis, you head up to the top one. Zachary and Ali, where would you guys like to do? Just because I'll simultaneously do this, and just with time and it being 5 to 12.
Yeah, I'll just guide.
So you're heading over. All right, Bocchianis, you first. You've seen Zachary electrocute himself twice now, and Alia once on these mirrors.
Question: is my spear wooden handled?
Your javelin?
Yes.
It's an electrical javelin.
Hey, electrical?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, that's what you got out of the.
Lightning. Oh shit! Maybe
it's a lightning javelin.
Not sure. Well, I'm going to go with it. Definitely has some sort of handle that would allow me to control lightning and not get shocked by it. So, going with that, because why not? I'm going to use
sound reasoning.
That's sound fuck logic there.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
I'm going to use my spear to try and dishook the sparky ouchie thing before I pick up the mirror myself.
All right. Can you roll? Technically, you're trying to disarm the trap with your spear. So can you roll 2 d20s? Sorry, disadvantage. You're rolling. Just give me a straight roll on that, please, because you don't have thieves' tools or anything like that. So it's a disadvantage. So a d20, yep. So
just a straight
2 d20s. Give me the 2 d20s.
2 d20s and give you the lowest.
Give me the lowest one.
Okay. 2, right.
You're just blindly shoving it in there, trying to disarm this trap.
7 is the lowest of those.
7 is the lowest. So confidently, lightning already crackling around the head of your javelin. You turn it around and you jam that handle in.
No. I'm not jabbing the handle in. I'm using the handle to like insulate.
No, I get it, but you're doing it the Fokionis way. So with your rolls, you know that it's trapped, and you're confident that you're disarming the trap with the handle of your spear, your javelin. You definitely disarm the trap by setting it off.
Excellent.
Can you give me a dexterity saving throw, please, with your handle of your javelin
saving throw.
snapping the wire?
A dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw.
12.
All right. You fail. The electricity crackles and is being transported up your javelin, which shouldn't really happen because it should be insulated. But whatever you did, you haven't earthed it properly, and you
Hit
take
a nerve.
6
Oh,
points of lightning damage as
Oh,
it
fucked it.
singes your hands and almost makes you drop your spear and burns off all of the hair that was slowly starting to grow back from your latest shaving and wax job on your forearms. They're now hair free from the 6 lightning damage you just took.
Right.
What would you like to do now that you've
Oh, now that I've
electrocuted
disarmed the
yourself?
trap,
Yep.
cool. I'm gonna pick up. Oh, now I can see the foundry. Yay. I'm gonna pick this mirror up and I am gonna take it and put it in that hole.
All right. So effortlessly get out of the way. Effortlessly you pick it up two-handed. Are you trying to make it look even more effortless than what Alia did? Because you're a little bit put out that this tiny raccoon has just slung a mirror that you felt very big and strong moving when Zachary couldn't, and just drop it into position. That electrical hum grows even stronger again, and you can even feel like a faint vibration under your feet. Alia and Zach, what are you guys doing?
I'm pulling you looking.
What?
Yeah, I'm looking.
All right, you're both going to. So
Keep
Alia,
fighting.
you investigate with just a straight roll. Zachary, you're investigating with disadvantage unless you're assisting, and then she gets advantage. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, give Miss Racer advantage.
All right, Alia, away you go. Investigation with advantage.
Investigation with advantage.
You're just going to set off every single trap.
16.
Hey, with a 16, you finally know what you're looking for. You don't trust Zach, even though he's kind of using his saber that he's pulled out of the rocks, and he's using it to guide you with some light. And you clearly see the wire that is there that is nowhere near where he said it would be. And carefully sliding your dagger, you disconnect it. No electricity surges through the mirror. The trap is disarmed. You can safely remove that mirror.
Woo!
Zach, do you want to try and help her with the mirror again?
No, I'm good.
Good. All right. So Alia, you've just slid that mirror out effortlessly. Zach now realizing that he is unnecessary, and bumping it along. You want to drop it in the final hole?
Yes, please.
All right. It slides into place. That hum grows stronger again, and then one by one, and if hopefully you guys are looking at Foundry or the stream, one by one, each of those mirrors begins to emit a light. And as you guys can see, the light is now shining around the room. Only one of the mirrors, however, is pointing at the one in the center, which is faintly redirecting that light. But with only one mirror hitting it, it is only very faint.
Redirect.
All right.
Wait,
So you're gonna.
so
Yep.
I think we'll leave it there and go for next.
So
Wait.
which one's
Oh,
the
yeah, we did
one
We
hitting
did
it?
it. Right. Yeah, good call, Racer. I know I got work. So the one down next to the number 3, where the number 3 net was, you guys can see is pointing and hitting it faintly. And I agree with Racer. Let's leave it
So I
there.
feel
for
like we're gonna
tonight.
have to move mirrors around next week.
Yeah. Let's leave it there. That's where we'll finish up with. But you've got one of those lights is hitting the center mirror and faintly redirecting. I can't do that with an animation. Is faintly redirecting that beam towards the dwarf. Did anybody check the corpses?
No,
Your
not yet.
slain foes. Okay.
Drake was there last, so I don't know.
Yeah, no one said they did. I just thought I'd ask before
No,
left, but we will come back to that.
The corpse haven't disappeared, have they?
No, they're there. They're still
Okay,
there. Just I wanted to make sure I hadn't missed someone saying they did it and thinking he didn't get any loot out of it. That's all. That was all I was asking for. With everything else that was happening. Now, Pocyonis, final thing, you were starting to talk about Ivy and then you disconnected. Did you have something that you were doing there before
I
we
was
wrap up.
just going to clarify whether or not Ivy, in her current state, constitutes as a living organism that would not go into our bags.
She does not. She is not living.
Right.
She is dead.
Did anyone else come to that assumption, or
No, no one has come to that assumption.
No, yeah, corpse is an object.
yeah? Just clarify. Just
Oh,
clarify.
sorry. Zachary obviously did. Right. Let's pick that up then with Rathu standing guard over Ivy with Grebo there as well. We've got some lights happening, and we will pick this up next Monday and see what happens next.
Boy.
Well done, everybody. And sorry that rogue rolled so well.
Damn rogue.
Lucky I have high health for once.
Ah,
Out of curiosity,
Otherwise, I would have been dead
Oh shit.
under the stairs.
I can't believe he critted on both Ivy then Alia. Like, holy shit. So double damage. And Alia, I can't remember if he rolled slightly less against Alia or Alia had slightly more health, but holy shit.
I had 40 hit points.
I think Ivy had 38. And she had decent AC, but sadly didn't matter. The sneaky little bugger. I'll kind of say a half sorry, Ivy, because I don't know what these guys or your intentions are with Ivy. But Lily, I know it's part of the game, but I'm so sorry.
You don't need to apologize. Wait, is this your first PC kill? Oh my god.
It is. It is. It is because Rick had the Dreamer safety net in place that you guys didn't know about until he carked it, but there's no safety net anymore. So yeah, yep. Ivy was DM Spar's first player kill. Unintentionally so.
Lies.
And he wouldn't have targeted you if you hadn't have hit the smashing guiding bolt. That was why he went for you.
Stealth attacks.
It's okay. I got an entire attack off before I went down.
You did. You did. Thank you for taking it in such good spirit. All right. I know we've gone late, so I'm not going to worry about rating. I'm just going to wrap up and stop the stream. So for those of you who are here with the stream, peace out. Love you all. Thanks for the hang. And if you want to catch anything else, check out the YouTube and get caught up on what's been happening with these crazy fuckers. And see you next week for what happens next. See you. Oh, I do feel bad. I do. You did get him before he left, though. You got him before he got away because he was booking it to parts unknown.
You're not allowed to feel bad.
I do feel bad. But I'll catch up with you during the week. I'll have a chat with you in PMs, Lily, just so I know what you're thinking with what these guys might do, if that's all right.
Of course.
Cool.
Just wanted to point out, Spar, that in Foundry, then when you made the lights emit that yellow beam, I could only see that on stream, on obviously your version, but not on our version in Foundry.
I don't know why. I know there's really funny settings with trying to get the light to show up.
Yeah. Like on stream.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I'll have to keep that in mind because
I just thought if tech support, if no one reports the fault.
Yeah. I'll have a look and see if there's a setting for it. But otherwise, we might just need to use the stream for that little bit if I can't find the setting.
Yeah.
See you, Racer. Good luck. I hope tomorrow's better than what today was and the last week's been. I hope nobody else gets COVID now that the last D&D player standing has fallen.
My mum came back from New Zealand last Thursday. Caught COVID.
Oh shit.
No.
My mum and then she gave it to Dad. So I had to go do their food shopping and dump it at their front door.
Oh, well, good on you for doing that. Sorry to hear, though. At least, I mean, it's small consolation, but I'm glad it didn't happen before they went.
Wait, did you say they came from New Zealand? Like, do they live here and just came back from holiday, or?
Yeah, they went over for my brother's 30th.
To New Zealand?
Yeah.
Right.
can I just let you guys know in case you missed it in chat, because you guys would all know this, as part of your dump that came in to enter the game world, the Raise Dead has a 10-day time on it, which is what someone would need to attempt to do with Ivy.
Right.
And so I will keep track of the game time, but I can let you guys know how many days have passed if you feel that you would like to know that information at any point.
Gotcha.
As long
And
as you
she
let
has
us know
said
when
that
we
you
can long
can
rest as
extend it
well.
with gentle repose. I beg yours.
I said, let us know when we can do a long rest too.
You can decide when you want to do that anytime. And like I said, whether you want to have anyone, doing people rotating through standing guard, or you want to just chill out and rest with your bedrolls for those who've got them. Happy to talk. If there are any positions in the dungeon that seem suitable to it, I am happy to mention that.
Cool.
Cool.
Alright, I'm going to bed now.
Yeah, I need to tap this out as well and
Indeed.
Alright.
get up for work in the morning. So peace out all.
Mm.
That was fun. Thank you very much for your patience with COVID.
See ya.
Good night.
See you next Monday or before.
Bye.